le me ou nous, c'était vraiment pour raconter que dans notre ère où il y a beaucoup de divisions, beaucoup d'incompréhension, beaucoup comment dire, des fossés qui se creusent entre les gens économiquement, politiquement et socialement, c'est le moment où on voit les designers qui commencent à proposer des solutions de nous réunir. Et c'est ça qui m'a beaucoup, beaucoup inspiré. Là, par exemple, c'était des étudiants au domaine de Bois-Bûcher, il y a quelques années, avec le studio Rigalic, qui ont construit des tables au milieu des champs. Et j'aimais bien ça, cette motion circulaire où tout le monde venait construire la table, ils ont partagé des repas, ils ont invité les autres aussi dans les tables plus lointaines de venir les voir aussi. Parce que c'est ça qui est le plus difficile aujourd'hui. On aime bien rester dans notre confort, avec les gens qu'on connaît, avec les gens qui ont vécu les mêmes choses que nous. Mais on ne peut plus faire ça dans l'avenir. Il faut vraiment faire le pas vers l'autre, vers quelqu'un qui pense différemment. Et parfois, ce n'est pas facile, mais d'essayer de comprendre et faire ce geste. Donc, pour moi, c'était important. Et c'est pour ça aussi que vous trouvez des tables partout, ici à la Biennale, que ce soit dans le Systems Not Stuff, que c'était aussi devant la Cour des Arches aussi, avec une table ronde, où il n'y a pas une tête de table ni un pied de table. Tout le monde est vraiment le bienvenu. Mais la genèse de ceci, c'est mon travail chez WGSN, où je m'occupe des tendances long terme, de 2 à 5 ans de distance. Et quand on m'a invité de venir à la Biennale, je me suis dit, voilà, je vais regarder qu'est-ce qu'on a prévu pour printemps-été 2019. Et donc, je suis allée creuser. Il y avait plusieurs choses intéressantes, et dont celle que je pensais la plus importante, cette idée de common ground, des terrains d'entente. Et donc, je vais vous montrer un petit peu le contexte. Ça, c'est ce qui a été publié sur notre site en 2017, donc il y a exactement 2 ans. Et on s'est dit, voilà ce qui se passe, je vais dire ça en anglais, c'est deglobalization in a connected world. The current political landscape of lasting effects on globalization well beyond 2019. In a time of deglobalization, many consumers and countries will turn away from the world economy and focus on domestic growth. At the same time, many people will seek to connect both locally in real life and globally through social media. That's something we're seeing really coming to the fore. We're seeing current reactions where policymakers resort to restrictions and protectionism and walls. Feelings of fear and uncertainty prevail, and this is definitely a global issue. Populations look inward with an us versus them mentality. And there's really a need for people for comfort and for being comforted. And so that's why we're seeing so many soft clothes. We're seeing so much soft furniture and throws and pillows and that type of thing. And so future actions are reestablishing local community by building on existing connections. That's done very, very strongly here in Saint-Étienne. Opening dialogues between those who think differently. Finding new allies and new markets for business, thinking outside of your box, and creating safe spaces for people to belong. And one of the things that really inspired me at that time was these Malaysian architects called Not to Scale. And they responded to Trump's wall by proposing a table instead of a wall. And the idea is Americans on one side and Mexicans on the other would bring a chair and something to eat and to share. And I love the idea that the Malaysians were worried about Americans and Mexicans and how they're going to get along. And that's what really made me think that designers and artists are the key to finding these terrains d'entente for the future. And this made me really happy. I'm going to show you the next slide here. The Queen, 2019, when she gave her speech, as she does at the beginning of the year. She says, as we look for new answers in the modern age, I, for one, I can't do the English accent, I'm sorry. I, for one, prefer the tried and tested recipes, like speaking well of each other and respecting different points of view, coming together to seek out the common ground and never losing sight of the bigger picture. To me, these approaches are timeless and I commend them to everyone. And she's completely right, and I was so happy to see that the Queen approved of the theme of the Biennale. We're inviting her, actually. There's going to be lots of security. It'll be complicated. Anyhow, one of the things I decided to do in the very beginning was create a common color card, because as you know, there are 200 different events here and around Saint-Étienne that are happening during the biennial. And the biennial itself is 8,000 square meters of exhibition space. And I thought color is a common language for people, as Olivier said earlier. It means different things at different times, but it's something that we all react viscerally to. And so if we created a common color palette, then that would be something that we could share, and there would be a bit of cohesion in the different shows. So with Jane Body, who I work with at WGSN in color, we took our 70 colors for spring-summer 2019 and reduced them to 10. So there's 5 extroverted colors and 5 introverted colors, because also when you're in meetings and when you're trying to reach out to others, you need to think about people who have different personalities than you. It's not always the extroverts who should be able to be the ones who get heard, also the introverts. There's more digital colors and there's more earthy colors. And very important, there's a red for China and a green for the football team of Saint-Etienne. So that was how that happened. And as you know, what we decided to do too is take these colors, take Saint-Etienne to the wider world. And so we created the Passerelle de l'Inclusion, the Gateway to Inclusion. And the idea is to bring it to London, to talk about the force and the beauty of Saint-Etienne on the metallurgic industry, the ribbon industry, so people get a very positive idea of what Saint-Etienne is and does, and to talk about the biennial. So the Passerelle went to London, it went to Paris, and now, as you know, it's right out front, in front of the Manufacture, proudly inviting people to come and visit the biennial at the Platine.